Hi, welcome back to another edition of the Free Exchange of Ideas. I got my hair cut and my beard cut. My mustaches are gone, but still staying me. So, I got a couple of things for you. The Sound of Freedom is a film about a FBI investigator, I believe it was FBI investigator, that dropped his job to follow his calling to find and catch, I'm not sure the word I can use here, so I'm just going to say people that like children, and then help those children come home. That was part of his calling, as it were. I think that's an important calling. Now, there's a couple of articles here that I really do want to read to you. And the first one I'm going to read, well, not read, I won't read the whole thing, but I just want you to remember this individual. His name was Larry Nassar. He was a former Olympics doctor for the Olympics, the women's Olympic gymnastics team, and for the U.S. Olympic trials and stuff. So he was big in that group. They knew everybody knew who he was. He was found guilty of child molestation and possessing child pornography. He was sent to prison for, I don't remember if it says here, I think it was like 40 some odd years. That was his sentence. And I know a lot of people don't like that I say a lot, and I apologize. I try not to, but it's vernacular now. So anyway, so Larry Nassar, they still call him doctor in this article. I'm kind of surprised he doesn't have a license any longer, was stabbed in federal prison in Florida on Sunday night. Two people familiar with the situation said. He is currently in stable condition in the prison hospital. But I just wanted to bring that to you. I think there's a little bit of retribution there. Retribution that isn't legal, let's put it that way, because the police and the legal system couldn't do this to him. But I guess somebody else in prison could. And it's not unlikely, not unknown that that's what happens to child molesters in prison. If they are put into a place in that prison where some people can get to them, that's what happens to them. And it doesn't require any outside hand to guide that. They know who he is. They know who he is before he gets to prison. They all follow the news, and there's people in administration positions that are prisoners that pass that information on to other prisoners. So, he was 54 years old. Oh, I'm sorry. He got a 60-year sentence. That's not bad. He was 54 years old at the time of the oh, I'm sorry. That 60-year-old prison sentence is a federal sentence. The first one was a state sentence. So the federal sentence will follow the end of his state sentence. And so that's another 60 years, if he lives long enough to get there. Who knows? I don't shed any tears for individuals like that. I hope that you don't either. But if you do, you're a better Christian than I am. I apologize to God every day for that. I don't have that forgiveness bone for those kind of people. This is another article I want to read to you. This is from the Military Times. Camp Pendleton, a missing girl found in Camp Pendleton Barracks, Marine taken into custody. That's the headline. The United States Marine was taken into custody for questioning after a missing 14-year-old girl was discovered in the barracks at Camp Pendleton, San Diego, California. The Sheriff's Department spokesman said that they recovered the child and is supporting the San Diego Human Trafficking Task Force and the Naval Criminal Investigation Service with their investigations. So I'm pretty certain this dude is screwed, or if not him, then maybe somebody that he was holding for or something like that. I really don't know. I know for a fact that the military, let's just say, frowns on this type of thing, and they take it extremely seriously. They'll make that 60-year sentence that the doctor got look like child's play. No pun intended. Now, the girl was found almost 20 days after she went missing, according to video posted by her aunt Cassandra Perez. My niece is under the age of 18 and has learning disabilities. That doesn't make it any better, does it? On June 10th, she went missing, and on June 27th, she was found at Camp Pendleton military base. She was found in the barracks by military police. She had been sold to a soldier for sex. All right, there's two people involved, and that soldier better give up that other dude, or he's going to really be in serious trouble. The military is trying to cover it up, she alleges. They're trying to cover it up and place the majority of the blame on her. She's a 14-year-old. That's not really possible or legal. Let's just put it that way. However, the reality is the whole facility allowed this to happen. The security looked at her in the face and allowed this man to bring a minor onto base, where he then proceeded to have sex with her. Due to her age, they'll probably bleep out that word, S. So I'm going to apologize to you. Hopefully they don't yank this altogether. But that's what he did. Due to her age, she could not have given this consent. Absolutely true. In California, you must be 18 for consent. Period. And honestly, I hope they throw him in a dungeon where he never sees daylight again. And I hope that they are able to find the people that facilitated this sale. I don't even know how to... There's nothing that makes me more angry in life than this. And I don't know how to process it properly, I'm sure. I have never been molested. I don't know the emotional or mental scars that would leave. I'm glad that I lived a childhood that was unmolested. But I don't understand these people. I don't understand how they think that that's an okay thing, or how they can rationalize it in their mind. A 14-year-old is at best just recently pubescent. I think that's a word I can use on YouTube. Just barely, which doesn't mean that they're physically capable. Well, I guess they're physically capable of doing the work or doing the act. But they're not emotionally or mentally there, and these people know it. I wish that one of the things that I wanted to do when I first became a PI was hunt these people down, find these children, and bring them home. And I talked to several investigators that did that for a living, and they said it's not, well, or did it. They didn't do it for a living because almost always there's no money to be had in that. You can't ask the parents or anyone else for money. You just can't. It's wrong, morally wrong. But the individuals that I spoke to said, honestly, it's not something you want to do. It'll tear your life apart. It will turn you into a ghost of yourself. It will ruin your relationships because you'll get tied up in these other things that can take you away from your loved ones for, days or months at a time. Pardon me. And I still wanted to do it. I still want to do it today. But I have other obligations that I feel that should be my priority, my family, my personal family, my children, my grandchildren. They should be my personal priorities. And I cannot take enough time away from them to do justice, to do the work, to find these other children, to hunt these other individuals down, find their connections, and pass as much information on to the FBI as possible so that they can make arrests, because I cannot, and I'm not sure I would, even if I could. I don't know how to do that. I don't know how police do that, or FBI, because if I found these people with a child I worked with an individual who was a child molester, didn't know it at the time. He lived in Alabama or Arkansas. I want to say Alabama, I think it's Alabama. And he was a supervisor of me as a private investigator. And he told me that he was hunting these other individuals. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. I would be careful if I were you, because you can get caught in that trap and end up in prison yourself. Well, it turns out he wasn't actually hunting them. He was trading pictures and things with them of his own daughter. They caught him and sent him to prison for a long time. I have not spoken to him since we heard about this. I did speak to his superiors, who are really mine as well, or were really mine as well at the time, and nobody had any idea, because we were all working from home in essence. He worked from home. Our office was in Florida. He almost never went there. I say almost never because it was like once every quarter he would go for some kind of meeting or something, but that was about it. He did all of his work out of his home, so he was able to do whatever he wanted, whenever he wanted. I still don't know where he is. I know he did go to prison. I still don't know if he's in prison, but if he reaches out to me, I'll hurt him real bad. I probably shouldn't have said that out loud, but he's not somebody I want to deal with ever again. I don't want to know his name. I don't want to know where his location. I don't want to know what he's doing, because I won't be able to do anything about it. And that kind of hurts my heart. I'm really sorry to be a downer today. I just wanted to know, especially about these two cases, because San Diego is a breeding ground for these people, because there's children everywhere. There's loose children everywhere. The crossing the border back and forth between San Diego and Mexico is, like just walking down the sidewalk. And these guys go back and forth all the time. They buy children all the time. They sell children all the time. And this has to stop. We, as a race, not just states or nations or conglomerates, we as a race have to root these people out and destroy them in one manner or another. Prison or something else, maybe, I don't know. Again, I can never find any forgiveness for something like that. I just can't. I don't know if God will forgive me. I hope. That is my hope in Jesus Christ, that I will be forgiven for that. Because it is so abhorrent. Aberrant? I'm really not sure which word I meant abhorrent, I'm sure. It is so antithetical to the human condition that it needs to be eradicated in one manner or another. There you go. That's my twist on things. If you agree, tell me in the comments. If you don't agree, tell me in the comments. Pass this on. Hit the like button or the dislike button, whichever is your preference. And then subscribe if you like the content. This is pretty much where we're going, not necessarily child molestation. It's disgusting, and I don't like to do these stories. Okay, so where was I? Oh yeah, hit the like or the dislike, subscribe, hit the bell notification so you can get everything that we've done, and help us out a little bit. I think I have like somewhere between 35 and 45 subscribers, which is pretty nice, but I would love to have more, obviously, because I'd like to get to a place where I can do some kind of advertising and make a little money off of this. I mean, it's not free, but it ain't expensive to do what I'm doing. I mean, obviously I'm doing it with a phone, but anything you can do to help, I appreciate. I really do. Thanks very much again. Remember, even fluffy bunnies have claws and teeth for a reason. Live long, fight hard, win the day. See ya!